So you're looking to buy a rental property and you're thinking, do I buy long-term or do I buy short-term? And I would recommend that you follow these 5 tips if you're going to buy out of state and hire a short-term management company. Welcome, my name is Darson Grantham and I am co-owner of Des Moines Short-Term Rentals. I'm also a licensed real estate agent with Keller in Des Moines, Iowa. So I'm very familiar with people that are buying short-term rentals in the area, and I pay attention to the city regulations, the rules, the things you need to do, the pros and cons, all of that stuff around short-term rentals and long-term rentals. So hiring a short-term property management company might be super scary. In this video, I'm gonna give you 5 tips that make it really simple and easy to think through and do the pros and cons of like, what does it make sense and how do I do this in a smart way so that I'm not left with a really crappy product, a crappy property management company, and not knowing what to do. So the first thing you want to pay attention to is the property management company is the amount that they charge, which seems really very easy to think about. You get $3,000 a month of rent, they charge X percent. That makes very logical sense. But when you think about it in a short-term management situation, the gross amount that they bring in is a much higher amount than what the net amount is that actually comes through, because there are fees, there are consumables that have to be paid, there is cleaning fees, and who pays all of that stuff? It's very important that you pay attention to how they charge, because it could be 10% of gross, could be the same as 25% of net. But a 10% gross marketing fee, or a fee like they're able to market it at 10% of rents, like that's a lot lower. That looks more appealing, but is not actually the truth. And what the property management does, are they filling it? Are they marketing it? Are they optimizing rents? All of that stuff comes into play for a property management company, and that's the one that you want to hire. You want to make sure you vet those out really, really well. 2, it's consumables. And you think like coffee, soaps, towels, linens, all of those things are in a short-term rental property. And who pays for those when they go bad or when they go out? Every property management company and short-term rental management company will do it in a different way. So when you're comparing one company to another, or if you're gonna do it yourself or hire someone, who's paying for the soap, the ketchup, the mustard, the salt and pepper, batteries for all of the things that go throughout the house, lost TV changers, all of that stuff needs to be accounted for on the front end before you choose a property management company. All should be laid out in the contract. And the third thing, and this is one that really caught us on my property, is the internet and utilities. Who pays for it? Because I have 1 unit in a short-term rental, and it's one of a 3-unit property. The other 2 units are long-term units, and then the 1 unit is short-term rental. And I have the internet hooked up for just that 1 unit. Well, the internet went down, and so that's fine, except me as the owner, I had to figure out, how do I get the internet back up and running when I'm not near the area? I don't live in the town that the property is in. So I gotta try to figure that out. And does the property management do that for you? Or is it something that you have to do? Do they have access to your MediaCom password or your internet? How is that all gonna be handled if the internet goes down? Because when your internet goes down, your tenants are pissed, and you don't wanna have that. I'd highly recommend you trying to figure out what's the property management's requirements or rules around the internet and the utilities. The 4th thing you wanna think about when you are hiring a property management company to manage your out-of-state rental is how proactive they are at giving you good advice about the property. For example, my property didn't have a coffee table when you first walked into the house. So right out the front door, there was no coffee table. I didn't think that was a big deal when we were furnishing it. We as owners didn't think it was a big deal. We had a couple guests that told us, hey, I'd really like something to put my keys on when I walk in the front door. That makes complete sense. All of us have that little place on our counter where we put the stuff that we are holding on to when we walk in the door. And my property didn't have that. There was nothing like that in the front door. They had to walk all the way to the bedroom or all the way to the kitchen to put anything down. And that just didn't make sense. It didn't feel like a home. Is your property manager bringing those things to your attention? And how are you handling that? Is it your property manager that goes and finds that end table? Or do you hire someone, a handyman, to go shopping for you? All that needs to be taken into account when you do hire that out-of-state property management company. The 5th thing is Optimizing the rents. Now this seems pretty normal. There's tons of programs out there that say, you know, you just optimize, you just plug your unit into our program and we'll optimize it. We'll make it all really work well. That is true. You also need to have some human eyes on it to make sure it optimizes, because you need to know, hey, is my property gonna get booked last minute? And if it is, what is that rent rate? And what is the minimum that I'm willing to charge? A software can't tell you that. You have to have eyes that are smart enough to tell you that, what the cleaning fee is, what that cost is. So the cost of doing business to just keep someone in the property, you need to know. If you're hiring a property management company, you want them to also kind of be your short-term management consultant, because if you just have them booking it, managing the tenants, and fixing the things that go wrong, like that's a way to run a short-term rental management company, but it's probably not gonna net you as the owner the largest dollar amount. So what I say, as an out-of-state owner like yourself, and you're trying to hire a property management company, is there a way to do it right and a way to do it wrong? Absolutely. Can you mess this up bad? Absolutely. But it's not that hard if you take a little due diligence, take a little time, and really try to figure out who your boots on the ground are. And so you need resources in the area that you're buying.